Going on, Alex?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. I know after everything that happened with April 18th and being in a training camp since the beginning of the year, you said you wanted to essentially wait until an event happened before making the decision to fight. You made this decision to fight Drew Dober before Saturday night's event went down. So when did you start to believe that things were going in the right direction enough for you to confidently put pen to paper?
Just when I saw we were linked to Florida, and I knew Florida's batshit crazy, so I figured if it was going to go down anywhere, it's definitely going to happen.
This will be your third opponent for this fight. And each provided a different challenge, from Makhachev to Morales, sort of being the undefeated, hungry underdog. What excites you about this fight with Drew, and what challenges do you think this particular matchup brings you?
Yeah, at this point, I'm particularly ready just to fight absolutely anybody they put in front of me. I had the Makhachev matchup, and then I almost had a Johnson matchup, and then I had like a 10-second notice on this Mariah's matchup, and just kind of the chaos that we're in with everything going on. Um, I was happy just to get some kind of action. It feels like I've been in camp for 5 months, and an opponent in Drew Dober is a guy who's confident, coming off some wins. He's going to press the fight forward. I think it's an excellent opportunity for me to exploit him and get some highlights of my own. So I really enjoyed the matchup. It's the first time I've had some significant attribute advantages over someone as well.
And then last thing for me, people look at this fight from the outside and they see Drew having an advantage in the stand-up and the power department. And yeah, you've had a quick knockout of your own. You've had a couple of grinding decisions, but from the outside looking in, it seems like you're still a bit of a mystery in that octagon, and that you haven't truly defined who you are as a fighter quite yet in the UFC, despite sort of being thrust into a top 15 position. Do you feel like you could present Drew with a lot of problems because of that sort of unknown mystique about you and your abilities that maybe he hasn't seen yet?
Absolutely. I don't believe there's a single position that I would be non-problematic for Drew. The stand-up department, I'll piece him apart at a 3-inch range with more technical strikes and more variety in attacks, quicker. I believe I'm even stronger, more technical on the ground, on the feet, and there's absolutely no way he was able to prepare for anyone like me. Like you said, I am a mystery, and people count me out a lot for how I was catapulted into the top 10, the top 15 immediately. And I hadn't, it's been a short road for me, and I've been evolving so much every fight and learning so much every fight, and I'm still coming into my own fold. So for someone to believe that they can label me or put me in some kind of a category would be a huge detriment, to their own game. So I do know the opponent that I'm fighting in Drew. I do know what to expect, and then I'm ready for surprises as well. There's absolutely no way that he could have prepared for someone like me.
Thanks, Alex. Good luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.
And next up, we have Danny Segura from MMA Junkie. Danny, please go ahead.
Hey, Alex. First of all, you made headlines some weeks ago saying that you might have had COVID, that you weren't sure. I'm curious, did you take the antibodies test that the UFC has been administering? And if so, did you get the results?
Yeah, I did take the antibody test. Truthfully, I meant to check in with them on that today. I didn't even I got in at about 11 o'clock last night, did the antibody test, and they just gave me a thumbs up. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it was as far as the results.
Okay.
If you do have the antibodies, it's cool. It's just as long as you don't have active antibodies.
Right. Yeah, but what I was getting at is the antibodies usually tells you if you've had it or not. So I was wondering if you cleared that up.
No, I didn't even ask them. I was trying to get my shit together late night. So I do want to check today, though. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, for sure, no problem. And yeah, like it was mentioned in the previous questions, you've had sort of several switch of opponents. It ended up in Drew Dober. Are you happy with this opponent? Are you happy with the end result that you got here?
Yeah, I do like it. Someone earlier alluded to the fact that just being thrust in the top 15. I haven't really had a time to exploit anyone else in the division. A lot of guys get these kind of like bridge builders on the way to the top, and time to really develop themselves and grow. Every opponent I face has been in the top 15 upon the signing of the contract, whether or not they were at the date of the fight. But I think an opponent like Drew Dober is a veteran. He's game. He's confident coming off of multiple knockout wins in a row, and coming in against me, he's going to press the pressure and press the fight, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. A collision in the center, and I know I'm going to be the faster, more dynamic, stronger fighter, and then again having the attributes I have over him. I do believe that you need to have attributes to challenge me, and I don't think he has any on me. So I think Drew Dober will make for an excellent highlight reel.
Yeah. And your original opponent was Islam Makhachev. I think that was a fight that a lot of people were excited for, given that you two are rising contenders, very young in a division. Is that a fight that you would like back at some point in your career?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, after this fight, let's run it. I spent a lot of time preparing for him, so I would be happy to get that fight going. And that's another point too. The Islam fight, that could have been a grappling exchange. That could have gone a number of ways. This Dober fight I know will be exciting, and so that's kind of why I'm thrilled to have an opponent in Dober, to have a really exciting bout. The Islam fight, I could see it going a number of ways, but I can also see it, keenly being a chess match. So get this Dober fight, get something explosive, and then yeah, maybe reside at Islam or another top 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just last question, I was wondering if you have any thoughts on Saturday's main event. Justin Gaethje claiming the lightweight title. I mean, it's in your division, a big fight. Any thoughts on that performance and the fight itself?
Yeah, he looked incredible. Ferguson's called the boogeyman for a reason. I don't know any human being who takes licks like that and keeps moving forward. It's like his body wants to break composure, but his mind never does. It was extremely impressive. And Gaethje, I called it like three or four, I guess 4 fights ago now. There's kind of a switch that flicked in his game. He's completely developed this level of composure and strategy, and being young in my game and in this organization, that was something that I was looking to do as well. And so I kind of looked to emulate Gaethje in some ways like that, in taking a step back, composing myself, and then being strategic in my attacks. And so I thought it was extremely impressive, and it's something that I'm again looking to exploit, come Wednesday as well for myself.
Thank you, Alex. Good luck.
Thanks.
And next up, we have Gabriel Gonzalez from Cageside Press. Go ahead, Gabriel.
Hey, Alex, to go back to the, possibly having COVID, after everything that happened with Youre last week, was UFC, did they just seem to be a little more precautious when you arrived and came in your opinion?
No, I was throwing handshakes and Eskimo kisses to everybody, man. It's all fam over here.
All right, gotcha. What have the people around you been saying about you taking this fight? Have there been people in your life that are like, Alex, why are you traveling? Or has everyone just more been kind of like all in for you to get back to work and go out and compete?
Yeah, I mean, at the height of the pandemic, people were definitely kind of freaking out, and it's kind of chaos in the grocery marts and things like that. But people know me to be dauntless in my work and in my ambition, and I wasn't going to really stop for anybody. I owe it to myself, to my opponents, to my organization, persevere through and perform. I've got a career, to follow and see through. So no, it would have fallen on deaf ears.
I hear you. Final question for me. Obviously, with everything going on, the whole fight week and being quarantined in the hotel is very different. Can you just talk about what your plan is for the next 50 or so hours until the fight?
Yeah, business as usual. I think this is pretty cool this week. Last night I got in. Normally we're here, I guess, five days early. This time, barely just 3, because we got in later yesterday. But got a run at empty city. It was incredible, just running through city at night, and there's no one out. Having our own private spaces and amenities, and then not even having to really deal with much media shit. Just doing this real quick and then being out. So I did a morning shakeout. There's a skylight pool upstairs, and hit that this morning to loosen up. I'm gonna hit another workout, a little simulation after this evening to kind of emulate the fight, and then I'm gonna make weight. And then I'm going to take care of business. So super in and out. My kind of week. It's pretty simple. And then again, everything to accommodate. So it's pretty cool having the privacy that we have.
Hey, thank you, Alex.